everyone, Martin here, back with round 2 of this Legacy League playing OmniSneak, and we have won the dice roll once again, so let's see if we get lucky. So this is a decent hand with a lot of promise. The question is, do we lead on Ponder, or do we keep open Flusterstorm? Our opponent is mulliganing to 6. I kind of want to leave open Flusterstorm to not get crushed by like Black-Red Reanimator or something, but at the same time, we open ourselves up an insane amount to just get wastelanded out of the game if we don't ponder. So I'm going to ponder. Yeah. Do not think we can keep this, unfortunately, because we are not really getting anywhere towards winning. We need a show and tell or a sneak attack, I guess. So, like if that Gristlebrand had been a show and tell, that would have been insane. So let's shuffle. Another land is good, but we're sort of stuck drawing from the top of our deck. Plains, right. Plains into Mama. So the Flusterstorm is a dead card hand. I guess so is the misdirection. Against Death and Taxes, a lot of the time you'll hear that like show and tell is an underdog. Oh, Fort Thalia. Okay, Stoneforge, great. And while that's true of conventional sneak attack show and tell decks, I think having the Omniscience just changes the ball game completely. And I won't say that we're like suddenly massively favored or anything, but it does, I think. I'm not really sure actually who's favored, but we're not like a giant underdog anyway, is my point. Okay, so yeah, this is tricky. Like, Cunning Wish was not really the draw we needed, although it's nice in case we do get to show and tell, but the question is, do we have a backdoor's way of getting to show and tell, which is by Cunning Wishing for intuition, but it sort of takes a lot of turns. But I think we'll Cunning Wish for intuition end of turn. Anyways. Caracas complicates things slightly. So now they have to decide if they want to keep open Stoneforge Mystic, or if they want to port us. Them pausing here makes me think that they could have Aven Mind Sensor and are just confused that this seems like a tutor effect. But what is more likely is that they're considering whether or not they should use their Stoneforge now because they're worried that somehow they'll lose what's in their hand. Or they are just looking away from their computer screen at the moment. Who knows? Excuse me. Come on, True Gamer 4891. So I do. Yeah, this game feels kind of poised. If we can get to a show and tell within the next 2 turns, then I think we're set up pretty decently to win. But I mean, they're going to get their Sword of Fire and Ice online soon. If they can get a flyer, that means we can't really attack with Gristlebrand, which I guess we can anyways through the Caracas. So Gristlebrand needs to draw us into Nimmercool or another Cunning Wish. Alright, come on, opponent. We're getting dangerously close to the point where I actually have to go back and edit this out if the pause gets too long. Which is annoying, because, yeah. But as you can see, like against regular sneak attack show and tell, like Caracas makes a really big deal. Obviously, also Phyrexian Revoker is a really big nuisance. Oh, okay, our opponent has lost connection to the game, so that explains their dallying. Basically, when you're playing against Death and Taxes as sneak attack show and tell, your opponent is basically getting to play a pre-sideboarded game one. That's what it feels like, because they have access to the 4 Revokers and 3 Caracas usually. And game 1 against regular sneak attack show and tell, Revoker on sneak attack and a Caracas in play is a hard lock. That is, yeah, they're never getting away from that. Alright, so we're gonna get I think we're gonna get our Cunning Wish, right? We could also, sorry, our Intuition, we could also get, Kozilek's Return and slow them down. But they have 5 cards in hand. I'm going to assume they have more creatures. So let's get the Intuition. And what do we get here? Oh, never mind. They're probably going to port us. Okay, no, they don't. Alright, well, so a Wasteland from them on our Ancient Tomb can stop us from casting Show and Tell next turn. But if they don't, and even then we have the chance to draw land, plus they played their second planes. So I guess like Thalia now and Port on the Ancient Tomb also gets there. That also forces us to have to draw a second card. Another land. Sure. You'll equip. Alright, so this, barring some unforeseen shenanigans, this should mean that we win. Unless they have a main deck Aethersworn Canonist. Sure, Aether Vial, that's fine. So let's go like this. No need to take any damage. Where are the 3 show and tells? Well, if they have a main deck Surgical Extraction, I'm gonna look really foolishly. I'm gonna look really stupid having tapped all my blue sources when I could have tapped the Ancient Tomb. But I joke, of course. They would never have that in the main deck. Alright. So, wow, we just draw everything here. Omniscience. So there, oh, that is so cheeky. Alright, so how much damage am I taking next turn? 3, 6, 8. That was actually the one card I was not calibrating for. So, and there's actually a way they can kill us here. That is, if they have another Flicker Wisp, they can go to combat, attack us, and then second main phase, they can Flicker Wisp their own Flicker Wisp. Wow, looks like all my cockiness might come back to bite me in the butt here. I suppose there's a risk they have some sort of enchantment and artifact removal creature. They could also have like Leonin Relic Warrior or something, but I'm guessing that's not the case. Alright, please don't have a second Flicker Wisp. Or don't draw it off your Sword of Fire and Ice. I suppose there is a way that we human, alright, sure. If they had to have the second Flicker Wisp, I suppose there is a chance we can draw into a Cunning Wish. Oh yeah, no, never. Yeah, sorry, draw into a Cunning Wish on on our next turn, and then yeah, but it doesn't matter because they don't. They have Provoker. I guess that's gonna name Gristlebrand or Sneak Attack, but it won't matter. I feel confident saying now that we have it sewn up. I guess Martin's famous last words coming into effect here. I guess we don't have it sewn up because they. So what's going to happen is, hang on. Ah, sweet. So they have the Caracas. Yeah, I was going to say if they leave the Caracas up, we would cast Emrakul, cast Gristlebrand, take our extra turn. We would attack with Emrakul and Gristlebrand. They would then sacrifice a bunch of permanents, but they would bounce Gristlebrand. And so they wouldn't take lethal. Emrakul would be tapped. We could then cast Gristlebrand, but they would probably. They just need to keep Mother of Runes, the Stoneforge Mystic, and the Sword of Fire and Ice, because then they can give that pro black on their next turn and kill us. So that was actually pretty lucky. Jeez, again, I felt so confident. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do that. And that should prompt the concession because we have lethal in the air. Wow. What would I have drawn on my next turn? Another Emrakul. Okay, well, that would have made it academical. Alright, that was a bit of a weird game. I kept thinking I was really far ahead, but then it turns out I wasn't. Alright, so sideboarding wise, we want one of our sweepers. So Pyroclasm or Ghostlight Return, and I think we want. Well, I guess it's obvious. Pyroclasm is a sorcery, so we can't Cunning Wish for that. I also want the Sudden Shock, I think. So two main answers and one Cunning Wish to target. Whoops. We probably want the Blood Moon. Sorry, the Blood Moons. I don't love them, but and Caracas isn't that big of a hoser for us because of Omniscience, but it's still like it stops their ports and wastelands, and we might get to a point where we have Show and Tell and one of the fatties, but they have Caracas, so. Alright, so what don't we want? We probably can do without the Spell Pierce and the Flusterstorm and the Misdirection. Oops. And I guess I don't mind shaving one Preordain. So yeah, let's see how that works out. So yeah, I would have drawn the second Emrakul, which would have meant I could have cast that and time walked again and just killed them, but if I hadn't drawn an Emrakul or a Cunning Wish, if they had then kept their Karakas open, I think that would have been like lights out for us. All right, so they keep, oh, they mull to 6, and we have to mulligan this too, because, yeah, no mana. Yeah, we keep this. It's a little bit risky because, yeah, like, sneak attack isn't our best plan, but, yeah, let's put this on top. Just to have blue mana. And they scry to the bottom. Alright, let's do like this. There is a board and the Thalia. Alright. Right. We're getting punished a bit for playing out the mountain over the volcanic island, because if we hadn't... Oh yeah, no, never mind. That's nonsense. So, okay, they play a third land, and what, just serve in? So I think I actually just feel like playing City of Traders and then Sneak Attack. So I'm going to do that. And if they have the Revoker, they have the Revoker, but we have Sudden Shock. Pithing Needle would actually be the real troublesome card. Containment Priest, sure, okay. Well, now we need the Sudden Shock, so let's hope they don't also have a Revoker. Yeah, alright, so they're going to town on our mana here? Aw, oh, shoot, okay. Well, alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our turn, play out the volcanic island, and then we're going to end of their turn, Cunning Wish for Kozilek's return, and hope that's good enough. Meanwhile, we are being pounded. So now we're going to drop to 6, and then take 2 more, drop to 4. And then we have to take 2 more, dropping to 2 to cast the Kozilek's return. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a close call. They appear to have no other creature though. Alright, let's use Cunning Wish to get Kozilek's return. Hope to draw land. They're going to port us now, so we have to use the Kozilek's return. Well, land is good. Land means that we can both cast Sudden Shock and activate Sneak Attack next turn, so hopefully they only have 1 creature to deploy. Flicker Wisp. Sure. Okay. Flicker Wisp seems fine. So if they're smart, they tap the island, because any of these that they tap, we're going to activate for sneak attack, like any the Volk or the Mountain. But so sneak an Emrakul, draw Griselbrand. Yeah, all right. Let's just see if we can find Griselbrand though, and we can. Why make it any harder than it needs to be, right? I guess better lucky than good. And they could have plowshares. Okay. Still feel pretty confident about where we're going from here. The impulse should serve us nicely. We have protection in the form of sudden shock. So going to clear their board. And lose Emrakul. And then see who can draw out of it first. And that should be us. Alright. Come on then. We drew that. That's sweet. Alright, let's So the question is, do we impulse? Yeah, let's take some damage. This way, if we find a cantrip, we can cantrip. We don't, but we find an intuition. Let's take that. And then we could intuition now. And just like to not use the mana. Yeah, let's do that actually, in case they are running something weird like surgical extraction or whatever. Might as well do it now before we let them draw one more card. And we have to take Emrakul because Griselbrand was plowshared. Alright, they can see. Sweet. Alright, cool. So it was a bit wobbly in the game one, but we got there, and game two was Coast Lake's return was MVP, so that felt good. Hateful matchup, so good to beat that. But thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back with the rest of this league.